I decided I wanted to drink myself to death because I thought I had already peaked in life. I called Joe Marsh. I kind of drunk dialed him. He said, come back to UGM to where people love you and people care about you. I hadn't showered in like a month. I was really dirty. I had lost like 40 pounds. But nobody here judged me. When I showed back up here, everybody was like happy to see me. They gave me hugs. God's love was shown to me through the people at UGM when I showed back up here, because I was pretty embarrassed and ashamed, and they made me feel very welcome.
I grew up on the streets with my mom, and she was struggling with addiction and homelessness. It was just chaos like my whole life. Eventually, I started using really early. I spent my life like in and out of jail and then in and out of prison.
I was desperate for change before UGM. I needed a solid foundation. I needed to change for me and my children.
I was in and out of addiction for nearly 20 years. I had just gotten out of jail. I couldn't do it anymore. I didn't have another relapse in me.
I was barely living. I had been to treatment 4 times in 6 months. I had also lost my car, my job, my housing. I had nowhere else to go. I'd also lost my relationship with the Lord. Yeah, it wasn't good.
So I had a little over 6 years clean and sober. And then one day I drank, and then I couldn't stop drinking. I ended up in the hospital. I was just spiritually, mentally, physically broken.
I had reached a point in my life where I just didn't care anymore. My depression had gotten so bad. I let alcohol take over because I didn't know who I was or where I was going or what I should do. God showed me UGM, and he told me to trust him, and luckily I chose UGM.
I actually came into program in Spokane from Texas. I just decided that I was going to go get high, and there was nothing that was going to stop me. I looked like I had it all together. I was going to church and meetings, but I was dying on the inside. I was really hurting on the inside.
My 5 children are my world, but I was having a hard time with drug addiction, and I had just lost my ability to be their mom and hold my family together. And I just cried out to God to help me, to save me from this path that I had chosen, and to get my kids back.
I was pretty much on and off the streets, on and off drugs, in and out of rehab facilities, in and out of jails. I wasn't the most supportive mother for my kids. I did the best I could, but I really needed something with structure and support.
I was 17 years old and I gave birth to my daughter, and I became super heavily reliant on marijuana. I was just lost and broken and had no idea what I was doing with my life.
My life was a mess. I was CPS involved. I was very addicted to drugs, and I wanted nothing more but to not be alive anymore. I was a mess.
Here, they really get to the root of why you're using your drug of choice. The counseling and the brotherhood were probably my biggest takeaways. A big part of UGM was just I feel safe here. I haven't felt safe since I was a little kid.
The Genesis process was probably my favorite. It helped me get a real grasp on my addiction and what caused it and the roots from it. And then my counseling sessions, I began to see changes that I could see myself, and that was really cool. So it inspired me to keep moving forward.
I worked on myself to work through some forgiveness that I really needed, and the guilt and shame that I held. And that was a huge barrier for me, and it kept me sick for a long time. Genesis, oh man, that was deep, but that was a good one too. I really worked through that one. It hit some deep stuff in my life that I never knew that I needed to work on.
I feel like a completely different person. I've grown so much. I didn't even think I could grow anymore. But when you first go through program, you have a little bit of an identity crisis. You don't know who you are anymore. It's kind of like, what do I like? What do I not like? You make all new friends, you meet all new people, and you have a complete turnaround. It's just incredibly freeing. It's so refreshing, and you don't want to live any other way after that.
We had to do hard things in program. I was not prepared on how much program was going to challenge me, like spiritually, emotionally, physically. I got counseling. I got Christian counseling, found God again. He became so real to me. People that I wanted to emulate were giving me accountability, advice, support, and I will forever be grateful.
Counseling was really key for me, and we talked a lot about, trying to figure out what is leading up to my relapse. I had shamed myself so much from my past about not feeling like I was a good daughter, a good friend. I ended up just believing the enemy's lies, and I was, beating myself up and not allowing God to heal me.
The Untying the Knots class kind of helped get me through some of the root of my issues. And then all of the classes really just kind of worked hand in hand together to help me understand my identity in Christ. That was a huge major part of my healing, just understanding how he sees me and not how the world sees me.
I entered in a cocoon phase where I turned to mush and I got completely vulnerable about the things that I've done, the people that I've hurt, and the damage that was done to me. And I was able to finally get out of survival mode.
I learned that I had no boundaries when I came in. I was in a lot of abusive relationships before I came in, and so we had a couple classes that really worked on that. And I was able to get through some of my emotional baggage that I've been carrying around for so long.
It was challenging, but it was beautiful. It's been healing. It's just been a real blessing. They've given me the tools to step out now and hold my family together this time.
I learned to come out of my shell more and that it's okay to be myself. I started to trust others and build healthy friendships that I did not have before.
I met a lot of women that just changed my perspective on women, I guess you could say, because I didn't have that growing up. I didn't have the motherly figure and stuff. I had a lot of life-changing experiences that happened just one after another, and I got to grow relationships with people that will never leave my life, until God says so. It was just really life-changing.
I'm working at Helping Captives thrift store, and I'm going to go back to school to be a drug and alcohol counselor. Over 2 years sober now. Because of God's mercy, I'm looking at a positive second half of my life. I kind of messed up the first part, but I think the second half of my life is going to be quite positive with God's help.
My life today is actually really cool. To be honest, it's still a little scary because it's still very different and new, and I'm getting used to this just new way of living, but I love it. I have an amazing job. I think my favorite part of life now is the fact that I get to pay bills and I don't hate it. And when I fill up my car, I can just go put gas in it and I don't have to sit there and watch and make sure I don't go over the dollar amount. I just fill it up every time, and that's pretty neat.
Today I'm sober. I'm grateful. I've been studying online to get my GED. I have one more test left. And I'm working full time on just being a better person, a better mother, a better daughter and sister and friend, actually. And that's what I'm doing.
I love myself again. I used to go to sleep every night saying, I'm going to bed, I hate myself. I feel just a newfound freedom, a new love for life, joy in everything, joy in my child. And I look forward to getting up every day and to working and having this life that's not heartache anymore.
I am a beloved auntie again. I am a respected daughter, somebody that I get to be a part of my family's life, especially for my nieces because they're so athletic. I have to be in good shape in order to keep up with these girls. What it looks like to be a Christian into their lives is one of the best gifts that God's given me.
I have amazing relationship with my family, a lot of support. I have great friends still from the East Coast who are all in recovery. Just staying diligent on what I've been doing, keep doing it. It's been working, so I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Now I am working at the Helping Captives thrift store where people are not property. You know, I really want to show other women who have been through trauma and tragedy that there is hope and that there is healing and that you can come back from it. I help to lead a Bible study at UGM too on Thursday nights with the ladies coming in. I am working on getting a bookkeeper certification for future growth. But yeah, things are going really well now.
I am working at the UGM Thrift and I love my job. I know how to ask for help today, and I'm really looking forward to the plans that he has for me because he tells me that they're very good.
I've been walking the path that UGM has laid out, so I'm working at the thrift store and I'm moving into their aftercare housing. I've got my 3 daughters and I'm working on seeing my sons as much as I possibly can. I have a lot of hope for the future, which I didn't have before.
I couldn't be more excited. I'm going to be moving next door into the apartments, and I just got a job. I'm working at Capriotti's. Also, I've been going to church at Compel every Sunday. I really enjoy going there and the people there.
I get to be myself again. I get to be the mom that I truly needed to be and deserved to be, and I'm breaking a cycle. So I'm just completely happy with what I got, and I cannot be more grateful for what the program has given to me.
My life now is total change, you know? I actually go to church for one, and I enjoy going to church. I'm growing as a mom, and I have my children back from CPS. Everything is just falling into place. It's kind of crazy, but in a wonderful way.
I know God was looking out for me because He put people at UGM in my life and my family. If He wasn't looking out for me, I should have been dead multiple times over. There's no reason I should be alive right now except for God's love and grace. Only God can come in and cure somebody that's as far gone as I was gone, you know? Only God can do it.
God is so cool. Like, He is my best friend. The first time I met God was in jail in 2017. They were like, there's a Bible study going on, and I wanted to get out of my cell, so I was like, yeah, I'll go to that. And I still think He's crazy for being so good, but we have a really cool thing going on, and I like it.
I work daily towards my relationship with God, and every day it gets stronger. God's my rock, and He's a stable foundation for me.
He's my savior. I feel the light in my life. I see the light in my child. He expresses his love for the Lord, and he shines, so I shine. I couldn't have done it without him.
God can reveal himself no matter where you're at to any of us. You know, if you have addiction, if you don't have addiction, he can still become real. And that's what he became to me. And that is the most important thing that this program gave to me.
I feel like He left the 99 to come get me again, and He never gave up on me, even when I was putting Him in the corner and saying, please, Lord, don't look at this. I'm failing you right now. He was still always there for me, and I was the one who turned my back on Him, not vice versa. I love Him.
God has changed everything for me. He just has shown me how wonderful and powerful and just how holy He truly is. You know, He wants the best for everybody, not just me, but including me. I don't know, I don't know how to explain it. It's like beyond magical. It's incredible.
God is my father. I have a dad and I have a father. I have a relationship with God that I can't not explain with anybody else because nobody would understand it. But he is my father.
God is the reason why I've gotten through all of this. That was the missing piece in all the other rehabilitation centers I was in before. I didn't have that higher power. I didn't have any faith or any hope through those facilities, and I've found and have a relationship with Jesus now, and I couldn't be happier.
I know He put me in UGM. I know He sees me and my children and all of us, and it's just He's alive working through UGM. It's amazing. I love that I can raise my kids knowing who God is.
He completely opened my eyes, like seeing all different types of people who believe in God in different walks of life, and kind of just opening my heart up to Him and what He has done for me and my family has made me love knowing Him.
God has shown himself in so many ways throughout my entire life that I can now see and appreciate. And I'm gonna be forever thankful. Yeah.
Without your help and support, people like me wouldn't be alive anymore, and that's the God honest truth. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
It took me a long time to accept and understand the sincerity that you guys really have, and the kindness and the generosity that you guys bring to this place is something like I never grew up with or knew or understood. So you're helping me learn that, and you guys give so much and ask for nothing in return, and that's just amazing. So thank you.
Without the donors, none of this would be possible. I would still be out there on the streets sick. Thank you for everything that you do and have done and continue to do.
They really are the glue for all of this. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Thank you so much for giving me my life back, giving me hope. I cannot thank you enough.
Without you, I wouldn't have this experience at Anna Ogden Hall. I love the thrift store and I love working on the dock because I get to share my experience and thank them personally. So thank you, and I appreciate it with my whole heart.
I just want to sincerely thank everybody who has donated to UGM or volunteered their time and put a lot of effort into helping us grow, because it does pay off, and I hope you get to see that every day.
Everything that you do, even though you might not see it or feel it, it's huge.
This is just a great program, and we really couldn't do it without you.
You guys have changed our life. You've changed my life, and you've changed my family's life. You've helped me heal my family and my daughters. We're forever grateful for the help of UGM.
I want to say thank you to all the volunteers and donors for everything that you do, for making all the activities we do possible and everything that we have gotten in program. You all are amazing people and a gift from God, and I love you.
This program has changed my life and given me a new hope and given me my children back and just given me a new life to live and a new relationship with God that I'm going to carry for the rest of my life. And I will never be able to tell you thank you in the way that it means to me.